Hello. This presentation was created by Group 1 of Professor Boyd's Information 204 class. The following shows the strategic plan for the Community Library of Ketchum, Idaho. Ketchum, Idaho is a place known for its natural beauty. Tourists flock to the area for winter skiing, and the neighboring Sawtooth Wilderness area draws lovers of the outdoors year-round. It attracts some very wealthy retirees and was even ranked in the Forbes article 25 Top Places to Retire Rich. A former mining boomtown, Ketchum recently adopted a Welcoming City resolution, which states, "Since the founding of Ketchum, the community has welcomed miners, sheep herders, and ski enthusiasts from all over the world. And foreign-born Ketchum residents are a vital part of our community, bringing fresh perspectives and new ideas, starting businesses, and contributing to the vibrant, diverse community that we all value." This is the backdrop of the community library. It was founded in 1955 by 17 local women to be a cultural hub in their community. They made it a privately funded and governed nonprofit cultural institution. By the intention of the founders, the library is not dependent on any local, state, or federal tax funding. The founders each contributed $1 to the treasury and opened the Gold Mine Thrift Store. The proceeds from this endeavor went to the treasury to build and operate the library. Through a successful campaign, they were able to build the community library in 1957. It moved in 1977 to the 8,500 square foot facility where it is today. There have been great expansions through the years, with an added lecture room, AV room, and children's library addition. Today, the library is 27,635 square feet with 127,000 items in the collection. There are 15,000 cardholders worldwide. The library employs 15 librarians, in addition to executive staff and support staff, several of which are specially skilled in the departments of reference, children's literature, young adult literature, circulation, regional history, and English as a second language instruction. The library offers free membership to anyone and has no residency requirements. It also offers free computers, Wi-Fi, printing, and programming. These services are beneficial to both tourists and members of the community living in this expensive area. The building boasts beautiful fireplaces that community members congregate at during the winter months, and an impressive children's section. The library also offers meeting rooms, including a lecture room and 2 conference rooms, equipped with up-to-date technology for rent to the public at reasonable rates. The library is involved in promoting and preserving the culture of the community. They have a regional history department that manages local records in an office within the library. They also run the Sun Valley Museum of History at another building across town. The children's department operates a bookmobile called Bloom, which partners with an organization called the Hunger Coalition to bring free meals and books to children throughout the area. The library is in the middle of a $9 million capital campaign to remodel the building. Construction has begun, and it will take a couple of years to complete. With no governmental funding, the library will always be reliant on fundraising. The Gold Mine Thrift Store, though started by the founders, is still in existence today and is very popular. It accounts for about 30% of the library's funding. The community library is an important part of this area and has blessed its citizens and even tourists with rich culture and community. An important part of strategic planning is conducting an environmental scan in order to understand the external and internal forces of change, and to lever these changes to be the benefit and security of your organization. This is done by acquiring information about external factors that could affect your organization, such as demographics, economic conditions, social conditions, and information and educational services, as well as internal factors including the organization's facility, collection, services, staff, management, and budget allocation. Our group conducted an environmental scan for the community library and focused on 5 areas: economic, technological, political, social, and cultural. When looking at economic conditions, we found that because the library is privately funded, it must constantly work to secure donations from private parties. The funding breakdown of the library shows that voluntary donations are the most important source of revenue. The endowment and grants supply comparatively very little. Because of this, economic threats and economic climate are very important considerations for the library. Economic threats include competition for donations from other organizations, especially the local animal shelter, and the plethora of nonprofits in this area. In addition to competition for users, since there are 2 other libraries in the area, the capital campaign they are conducting to earn funds for renovations has also caused their annual budget to take a hit. After analyzing the technological aspects of their organization, we found that the library is the only local organization that offers free public computers, Wi-Fi, and tech help. As no organizations compete for technological success, there are relatively few threats. But the library should increase its technical services and develop emerging technologies to attract additional patronage. When looking at the political environment, we found that the library serves as a hub for political discussion, offering discussion groups and programming on current events, especially hot-button topics. Because of the lack of government funds, the library doesn't have to deal with government politics and bureaucracy, but depending on private funding is a potential political threat which could influence the organization's decisions. A myriad of social issues were unearthed in the scan with potential ramifications for the library. The population is declining. This could threaten donations and the number of library users. Housing prices are significantly higher than the state average and not affordable for the median household income. There is also a vast disparity of wealth in the area, which is difficult for those of lesser means. This issue has and will drive potential library users out of the area. When looking at cultural factors, we found that the library is welcoming of all, as is the community. Unfortunately, the significant Spanish-speaking population does not use the library at the same rate as English speakers. In response, the library provides free classes to introduce Spanish speakers to its materials and services. The library recently assumed stewardship of Ernest Hemingway's former home, which creates an opportunity for a new Writer-in-Residence program. After we analyzed the different aspects of the environmental scan, we were able to develop some goals for the library. The community library currently offers Wi-Fi and tech outreach services that could be better expanded to serve its population. Local tech help is limited, and the library offers basic technology programs only 4 times a month. Offering more technology assistance would increase technological competency among the population that can serve to promote many online services and increase technology usage. Laptops and e-readers offered by the library would benefit from a more tech-savvy clientele, as these devices are currently underutilized. More tech-driven programs should be geared towards youths and millennials. Young adults and teens represent only a small percentage of library patrons, and that number should grow. Youth-specific programming will help. Youth-driven services offer the potential to improve relations and grow an underserved population. A stronger social media presence would also attract younger users. The community library is an active participant in social media, but their online presence could be further developed by including links on their website. The community library's website is useful, but would benefit from revision, where social media links should be more prominently featured. This change would bring more traffic to their social media. The community library Facebook page is maintained, but underutilized. The Facebook page is frequently updated, but does not have the followers that would indicate a strong presence. The library needs to make better use of its posts to be a successful tool. The library has a good blog that, if more prominently displayed on the website, would bring more potential donors to the library. The library needs to establish a Twitter following in order to connect with a younger demographic and give strategic, concise information to its patrons. The community library would benefit from a technology upgrade by updating equipment for patrons and staff. The library does not have an app, which would improve services to younger clientele and make use of mobile devices. Self-checkout machines would make for a better user experience. Self-checkout stations allow a user to direct access to services they want and frees up staff time to interact with patrons. Improved or new equipment in meeting spaces, such as wireless projectors or makerspace equipment, increase the potential for expanding programming and clientele. The library collaborates with surrounding libraries and local organizations, but could do more to supplement programs and services. Local collaborations are focused on resources and leave much to be desired when it comes to services. Programs and services would benefit from local partnerships to assist underserved populations. Community demographics suggest that there is a large Spanish-speaking population. The community library offers ESL classes and an online language learning program, but it needs to bolster its Spanish language collection. The library needs to develop its collections to be more representative of its residents. More Spanish language materials will improve relations with a traditionally underserved population and better serve that community. The community library is in the middle of a reimagining of their building, which will add additional meeting spaces. The library should use the additional space for young adult-oriented programs and services. The library would greatly benefit by providing a well-defined teen space, such as an idea lab or makerspace. Teens do not currently use the library in significant numbers. An innovative, technology-driven space will not only revitalize a diminishing clientele, but also bring attention to the organization. In conjunction with this newly designed space, the library should develop its young adult collection, which has become stagnant. Young adults represent a small portion of their users, and a new space would provide the catalyst to renew interest in the library among teens. Cultivating teenage users will provide an opportunity to create lifelong learners and future library advocates. This concludes this presentation from Group 1. Thank you very much for watching.